Are you ready for a Castle Class Master Quest class?
Are you ready to have your blood sucked by me? Over-animated Bat Dracula. Oh! Well, I hope you are. Ho. Look at the film reels at the top and bottom of the screen, those grey blocks. They're supposed to be like film from a old-fashioned film camera. How interesting. Perhaps the Castlevania series is secretly just a movie all along, just like Super Mario Bros. 3 is actually a stage play or something.
Simon Belmont is walking up to the gates of Castlevania. The Transylvanian castle. Dracula's a bit of a fan of portmanteaus, it seems. Just slapping two words together. Castle and Transylvania. Castlevania. But here we are. That's what he does. Simon Belmont has come to stop Dracula from his horrible, evil plan to go and bite people's necks. And, well, I skipped things over, but we whip these torch things here to get hearts out of them, which will let us shoot more daggers and boomerangs and axes and things. Like this dagger here, we can now hold up and B and we can throw that, and it costs 1 heart. Simon Belmont. Also, he got a couple of upgrades to his whip, which I didn't even mention. It happened so fast. His whip's the toughest it can be. Now, if we jump correctly here, which I failed to do, we could have gotten a secret bonus item. But I failed to do it, so we didn't get it. Too bad, Simon. Oh no! Simon got hurt by these ghastly ghouls that are parading Dracula's foyer. The front entrance to Dracula's evil castle is full of ghouls, just raising their arms up and running at us like headless chickens. That dog tried to make mincemeat out of Simon, but the dog was the one that got turned into mincemeat by Simon's whip. Simon, the whip master, goes around whipping things. Quite a strange choice of weapon, really. I don't know why they decided to make the main. I don't know why they made Simon Belmont a whip user. Is there some vampire connection with whips? You know, the whip's a well-known thing. I just busted that block and something fell out of it. I don't know what, but something good. I mean, I know that vampires have 1 trillion different weaknesses. Everybody knows they're weak to... You can kill them with basically anything. It's ironic that Dracula's the big super bad guy of this series, because there is no monster with more weaknesses than vampires. Being in the sunlight, having a cross being in front of their body, getting stabbed through the heart, a stake through the heart, getting some water thrown on them that a priest said was special. Just anything. Garlic, just having some garlic on you, they can't stand. They've got the most pathetic weaknesses. Not only have they got tons of weaknesses, but the most just lame weaknesses. Just have some garlic on you and a vampire will recoil in horror. And the most ridiculous one of all is probably one of the most obscure weaknesses, which is that if you have a ton of grains of sand, I think, or grains of rice, and you scatter them on the ground in front of a vampire, then the vampire is compulsively obsessed with counting them all. The vampire will stop what they're doing and count. What's this for? Wait, what's this? Oh, look at that. See that? Look, another one of the secret items just appeared. Oh, it disappeared before I collected it. They just give you points. There's a few random special items hidden in the game. Just give you some points for collecting them. I don't know why. But that was one of them. Anyway, yeah, the vampire is compelled to count all the grains before they do anything. And supposedly that's where the Count Dracula from Sesame Street was inspired from. That's an interesting bit of trivia. So vampires are worthless. And we've just managed to make it a good way through Dracula's... Oh, hey, I didn't mean... Whoa! Didn't mean that either. Dracula's foyer. I've not been talking about this game's rather quirky nature. An old NES platformer here. Simon has to make his way through Dracula's castle, filled with stock horror movie monsters, and then take down the ultimate stock horror movie monster himself, Count Dracula. No, not Tom Cruise. Dracula. But Simon's walked through all of these places, through the Merman basement, and up here, Dracula's crumbling castle. Now he's confronted by a bat. And he's getting confronted by the staircase as well, which is forcing him to walk up it against his will. One of the most fiendish monsters in the universe. Ugh. Whoa. Managed to dodge the bat and chuck these axes at him with a hearty supply of hearts. Got 68 hearts and throwing an axe takes one. He's gone up the stupid stairs again. Yeah, one of the things that Castlevania is infamous for is its staircases. Let's just grab the orb and finish the level. Get all our health back for collecting the orb. And presumably Simon walks through that door on the right to continue his quest. We don't see that. But we do get to see those hearts slowly counting down though. Ever so slowly. There we go, all gone. Oh no.
Oh man, my hearts! I've lost my hearts, man! I wanted to take those into the second level!
Too bad, Simon. That's his official voice, by the way. Into the second level, we're climbing up Dracula's castle. Castlevania is a notorious old series. Notorious for several reasons. First of all, these stupid staircases. When you get on one of these, you're stuck on it. I can't just jump off right here. I have to walk to the bottom or to the top slowly to get out of that position. And the controls aren't necessarily much less clunky when you are out of that position, because when Simon jumps like this, you can't control his mid-air movement. You can't make him turn around in mid-air or slow down. No, if he walks forward and jumps, he's going to keep moving forward till he lands. Watch this. I'll hold left and press jump and let go of left, and that is exactly what happens right there. So the controls are very clunky. I don't think clunky is not really a good word for it. It's more like they're very restricted. Yeah, very constrained with controls. You don't have as much control over Simon as you would have in most platform games. And a lot of people hate that. It does lend itself well to demanding precise jumping, though. You've got to think about where you're going to jump. You can't just go jumping willy-nilly in this game. That was a money bag, by the way. The money bags give you points. I don't know if points do anything in this game. I see we've got 3 lives there, P0 free. That probably means we've actually got 4 lives. 0 probably counts. So we probably picked up an extra life off of the points at some point, and oh man, I'm getting slaughtered by the Medusa heads. How appropriate. One of the most infamous enemies in video game history. These things are pretty nasty. But mercifully they've stopped spawning. Of course, they're not really a problem until you get to... When you get to bottomless pits, where those heads are flying across the bottomless pits, that's not so pleasant. But things are going decently well for Simon. Oh, but there, this is what I was talking about, yeah. Oh, and I know, and that was nasty. That one nearly hit me off the edge, but it did not do that thing. Simon is getting his way across these platforms. Oh.
Da, man! Dead! Get ready to die! You're already dead!
Simon doesn't mess about. No. Oh, I thought there'd be something in that wall. Well, Castlevania is a nice old... Well, most people hate it, I think. It's very hard. Incredibly unforgiving. Like a lot of old games, this game is pretty much unapproachable to modern audiences. Old fogies will tell you that they'll tend to like the old games better than the later ones where they fixed the controls. So Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo had the audacity to make the controls decent and not horrible. And nobody liked that, because they liked them being horrible. Oh, the enemies come back when you come back, of course. But, I mean, they're not horrible. They're just... The controls are very old-fashioned, and they demand a certain type of playstyle, which encourages patience and stuff. And it's really quite... I mean, it's very annoying when you fail. When you get hit, it feels unfair. Simon gets knocked back a million miles when something touches him. He careens away backwards, very often into the bottomless pits that you've been trying to jump over with your already very, very difficult and unwieldy control system. But that's just how it goes. Now, if I use the clock... Yes, that clock sub-weapon that I've got freezes time. The clock that I've now just lost. Oh, and these are instant kills, I believe. These things. First time I ever played this game here... I never had any Castlevania games. The first Castlevania game I ever owned was the Castlevania 64, one of the least well-liked in the series. But I've got a nostalgia for that one. Because it was my first ever one. I think the first one I ever played might have been the Castlevania Adventure at a friend's house, which was also one of the worst, least well-regarded games in the series, so my introduction to the series couldn't have been any more rocky. according to the fans. But I liked them. Castlevania 64 was good with me. But, well, it was very different from these. Oh, and Castlevania is what it is. Now we get these candles, and I believe we're on the way to the boss. We haven't gotten any meat and stuff in the walls. It's a little bit worrying. Yeah. Maybe in this? No. No, we're going to have to face Medusa with nothing. And I say Medusa, I mean Medusa's head. This marks the start of this series using just stock monsters. Like, it wasn't enough that they got Dracula and Frankenstein and a million other things. No, can't die now. They got Dracula and, like, a ton of other stuff in this series. Frankenstein and the creature from the Black Lagoon, pretty much. That's what the mare creatures were. But they already were throwing ancient Greek mythology in with Medusa. So they were just scouring all of the monster archives from all the cultures. The Grim Reaper's going to show his face as well. Just getting monsters from everywhere and throwing them in, which is it makes a very interesting, eclectic thing. I think that's what Dante did in Dante's Inferno, famous book, where the writer, Dante himself, goes to thunder basement radiators and has to get back out again, I think. It's a fan fiction, essentially. He's a self-insert fan fiction, no less. You wouldn't have thought of it that way, but it is. And I believe that... Was that a meat? What use was that? This is the start of the level. I didn't get any meat in the level before this. Oh well, there's a skeleton up there. The first skeleton we've seen, I think. Which is funny, because skeletons are usually the starting enemy in Castlevania games. You don't get one till level 3 in this game, or stage 07, I see it says up there. This game has a weird way of naming the stages. This is stage 3, but it's like each level's divided into sub-stages, and they don't have... It's not like... This isn't stage 3-1 or anything, or 3-2. No, it's just stage 07. It's a bit weird. I was going through, like, 2 different trains of thought a minute ago, and I've forgotten what they were already, like I do, so... Hey-ho. Got to deal with these birds. Yeah, mythology. They had lots of things. In Dante's Inferno, I believe that the ancient Greek monsters and stuff appear in that, in thunder basement radiators. Oh no you don't, Skelly. Hey. So that's interesting too. Although I might be wrong about that. I don't really know. Not read that. And look at this. Simon's whip doesn't even appear when you're here. Oh, I was going to say, my tangents always come back to my mind eventually. The first time I played this game was in a Game Boy Advance re-release of the original Castlevania. For some reason Nintendo released a bunch of old NES games on the Game Boy Advance, charging full price, like £25 I think I paid £25 for the privilege of playing this ancient 5-level long game. When I really should have just done what everyone else was doing instead of that to play this. But I did. Yeah, it wasn't worth the money, but I did play it. Funny how the screen scrolls over here, but I'm pretty sure I'd die if I walked over there. So no thank you, missy. Oh, I lost the cross. The cross is a good item to have. I mean, the stopwatch is also good, but I think it costs like 10 hearts to use. Oh, just 5 hearts. Good timing, they'll use it on the birds. The birds! No! Oh, what a close shave. Oh no, you don't. Oh no, he knocked me back into the pit. Rats. Now Simon's back to his regular whip, which he immediately gets upgraded to the second whip. And he's going to swiftly get that upgraded to the third whip, I'm sure. But yeah, there was the knockback in effect that you saw right there. Excellent. Simon got knocked back into a bottomless pit to his death, despite having plenty of health left. Gravity doesn't care about your health. Okay, let's get the cross again. One nasty thing about this game is that the amount of damage that the enemies do to you gets bigger the further into the game you get. The deeper into the game you go, the more you'll be hurt by the same basic enemies. These bone towers are doing a lot of damage as well. Just try it, bird. Okay, you tried it. Just try it again, bird. Yeah. Ah, ween. Right, don't get hit by the fireballs or you'll be right back. Man, they take a lot of hits. I guess maybe the enemies take more hits the deeper into the game you get as well. Nasty stuff. But we're well on our way through stage 3. I mean stage 09, sorry. Stage 09. Always gotta whip the bricks and things to find the items inside of them. Just in case there's something nice. A nice juicy turkey, which Simon will eat completely. He doesn't even wash them. Simon finds a pot roast, a chicken, inside of a old ancient decaying wall in Dracula's creepy old mansion. He just gobbles the thing right up. All Dracula needs to do is just lace one of these chickens with cyanide or something. Just poison them. And there you go, that's one dead Belmont. But no, Dracula's never thought of doing that. It would have been harsh if they'd put an enemy there to knock me off. Yeah, you Medusas came a little bit too late. Look at that up there. There's Dracula's physics-defying castle up there. That little bit here, it just sticks up like that. Don't know how that thing stays afloat. Maybe it's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Stuff this. Let's use the clock. 3, 4, 5, 6 hits to kill that bunch of bones. Oh, here we go, the boss. I don't know if the clock works against the boss. I don't think it does, so let's just use this. I'd rather have the knife. Ooh! No, please! Simon has to not be dead. Wow, these guys take a beating. Oh, come on! What was I supposed to do there? Harsh stuff. Those mummies just surrounded Simon. Have we gone back to the start of the last bit again? Oh, hey! Hey! That wasn't very nice. Pretty sure Simon was in the correct place. Oh dear, this is bad. This is not the kind of game where you can afford to keep getting hits. Especially not when you're right in front of the boss. Oh, good thing that bird went up. Oh, no. There's no time for this. You really need to get another whip upgrade. Oh ho! There we go. Unfortunately, we're nearly dead again. What a relentless game, seriously. Oh. I get the dagger, okay. Maybe, I think I remember the strategy is to stand up here, like this. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they can't mess with you up here. Yeah, I'm safe. Or maybe not. They're all just they're both gaggling around about that block down there. It's not very good at all. Oh, no, they're giving me a little bit of a breather. Come on. Yeah, this is good. This is the strategy, alright. I could have thought of this the first time, but I was a bit busy trying to figure out what on earth I was supposed to do, you know? Yee! They'll probably kill me in 2 hits, so let's be careful. Come on. At least this should work. However long it takes. Yeah! Simon, you plonker, no. Simon, me plonker. I'm the one that jumped him down there, but yeah, Simon successfully survives.
Yahoo! Yaha! I'm the best vampire slaver ever!
You sure are, Simon. On to the next level of Dracula's castle. But what's this? Looks like we've gone down from that purple block on the left. Yeah, pit. Simon randomly falls down a pit that did not show any signs of existing before now. And now he's that heart well down. Now he's at the bottom of Dracula's underground ravine place that exists underneath his castle. Oh, nice. Great stuff. What a way to start things off. Yeah, these floating platforms aren't terribly conducive to the terrible physics. Especially not when bats come at you in the middle of them. That's real swell, yeah. Well, at least he can reach it. What's in that? Nothing. Well, there was something, but... Okay, nothing worth risking your life to get. And the fishmen are coming at us. Die, fishmen. We don't need none of your fish. Your squaggle squamous scales and things. Get away. Okay, I got 2 lives, which is worrying. Because I know the boss of this level is a bit of a nightmare. Oh no. Bit of a nightmare. And how appropriate, because it's a monster game. I believe that those spikes up there may hurt us, but if anything hurts you here, you're basically dead. You might as well just give up. You're going to fall into the water. This is real swell. Not liking my chances here. But 1 life. But at least you have infinite continues. I believe. You did in the Game Boy Advance re-release, at least, and I doubt they changed much. They did put in a level select thing. You could go back at the title screen to the last level you played. A save feature. Oh wait, we got the clock, that's good. That clock will be coming clockful. That clock will be very clockfully useful. Ooh! Oh no, please! Yeah, you got to duck, or you got to duck, or the stupid wall will stop you from going past it, like walls do. Blocking your way. Very disgraceful stuff, physical objects. Simon's got places to go. Ah, I think we've made it out. Yeah, we made it up into the outside. Outside of the basement. Dracula's basement. And I think this is where the flying birds send a bunch of hunchbacks to do the hunch bidding, yeah. These birds that kindly give all of these hunchbacks a free trip and then drop them off to conveniently jump annoyingly at Simon, which they're not getting a chance to do. I'm not even giving them a chance. Oh look, I got an extra life at some point. I got 2 lives now, just as well. That was pretty easy, actually. You stuff the stopwatch time. Yeah, I'm not dealing. This is the bone dragon head, and we killed it. That was a really annoying mini-boss normally, but he was mini-deaded, thanks to Simon's trusty stopwatch. And now we're on the path to the boss. Oh no, I lost the watch! Oh, just in time to be fighting one of you munchkins again. No! Not now. We're right at the boss. Oh, it drops money bags. Okay. This is a bad time, though, to be, Aha! Yeah. Didn't even fully heal us, man. Not very generous. I think we were over half health, so that thing doesn't even heal half your health. Half your life bar doesn't even go down to that thing. This is charming. And another one. You gotta say, it's so cruel of them putting these enemy gauntlets in front of these bosses. This boss, I know, is tough. Yeah, here we go. This is nasty stuff in this fight here. Let's hope that throwing the knife helps. We got it's Igor there on top of Frankenstein that we got to hit. Frankie. Oh wait, can we hurt Frankie as well? Maybe we can hurt Frankie too. Yeah, look at this. Igor is just flying all over the place. Frankie is just walking everywhere. It's just bad stuff. It's bad news bears. It's bad news monsters, rather. At least if you can hit Igor and stun him, that makes things a little bit easier for like a split second, but that's not much time that's going to be happening. Unless you can stun lock. Oh, this is good. This is incredibly good, actually. Whoa, that went superbly well. I'm really, really pleased. All of my years of game playing have paid off. I had to fight him like 1,000,000 times, I remember, as a child. As a 14-year-old. But none of that today. Simon Belmont wins the battle. Frankenstein is no more. We've taken out Medusa, Frankenstein, some bat, and a couple of mummies. What's next? The creature from the Black Lagoon? No, the creature from the Black Lagoon actually does not show up. That's a way to start your level off. No, there's a very special kind of monster as the boss of this level. It's the second last level of the game. It's an old NES game. Oh, bones, but you missed me with your bones. The Joker's got the biggest boner in Gotham City, and now you've lost all of your boners. Bone skeleton. And that's that. And by boner I mean a funny joke. That's what that word meant in the 50s. Just like how the Flintstones talked about having a gay old time in the theme tune. It was perfectly innocent. And Simon, but I'll tell you what's not perfectly innocent. Dracula himself, who Simon is continuing to parade through the castle of to put a stop to his evil blood-sucking ways. If anybody knows what Dracula is supposed to actually be doing in this series, then let me know. I'm not aware that Dracula... They don't show Dracula doing anything in this entire Castlevania series that I'm aware of. Not the old games. He's just supposed to... There's an evil... He's just evil. He's just evilly being evil inside of his castle. I mean, he doesn't seem to leave the castle. He's just there in the bell tower. and Simon just goes and kills him. Like, what does Dracula actually do? I don't think they ever even show him sucking anyone's blood. They never even suggest he goes out biting necks. Not once. I think the only time he ever even does that in the games themselves is in Castlevania 64, funnily enough. He sucks your blood there, but like every other game he doesn't even do that. That's not even one of his attacks. We'll be getting to that Dracula in due time though. First of all, we got to contend with these nightmarish enemies, the axe knights that throw axes at you and back away. That guy backed away into oblivion, it seems. I didn't kill him. He just decided not to exist after he left the screen. That's fine with me. These guys take 1,000,000 hits. And it just takes ages to whittle them down. So yeah, you just back yourself off. Oh no, this guy's not disappearing though, he's coming back. He keeps walking back onto the screen. But yeah, they take like 10 hits to beat. There. An invincibility potion. I didn't know the enemies could drop those. Yeah, the invincibility jar, it lasts for like 5 seconds. It's not much use. That one was completely and utterly useless. A blood skeleton. I didn't mention this, the blood skeletons come back to life, they reform after they die. There's some coffins in the background there for Dracula's holiday homes. I don't know why he needs more than one coffin. Why did I break that? Somehow Simon's whip managed to get through to the other side of the wall. Must be a special power of the Belmont whip. But these classic Castlevania games don't talk about Dracula sucking blood. They're very vague about what it is. They're very vague about what it is that Dracula does that's so horrible. He's just Dracula. Maybe the new Lords of Shadow games go into more detail about that, I couldn't tell you. Ah, we can pick these twerps off from a height. That's right, suck that, knights. Yeah, and get that. Oh, I failed to get it. If I'd picked up that... Oh, there we go. The game really wanted me to get that thing. I can throw 2 holy waters at once now. That's what that icon does. I think you can even do 3 at a time if you pick up a 3rd one. I think, I don't know. But not much chance of that happening in this game because you've got to survive long enough. Also, if you pick up a different weapon to replace the holy water, then you lose that double thing. Which is a bit mean. They could just let you keep it. Come on. I've got you whipped, literally. That's him whipped. Backed against the wall. No way out. Now where is this going to go? On to the next part. Stage 14? I think this is stage 15. Yeah, I think the stage number goes up every time you go through a door. That's why the doors are there, to let you know you've moved on. And I'm guessing that's the checkpoint as well. That's when you know you've moved on to the next part of things. Oh, I'm lucky I didn't get hit there. Right, now. There, well, positioned ourselves well on those stairs. You know, mercifully in this game, they don't tend to throw nasty stuff at you while you're on the staircases. You usually, as long as you're careful and thoughtful, which you're supposed to be when you're playing this game because of the bad jumping, if you're careful, you can walk up these staircases safely. Oh, well, that wasn't so safe, was it? That was pretty harsh. The Medusa head. How was I supposed to know that was coming? Dear. Well, this is a nasty little gauntlet here. This is an infamous part of the game. I think I'm almost certainly dead. You've got to get through these Medusa heads and those blood axe knights to make your way to the boss, who you have to beat on the same health bar after you've made it through all this, which I did not, as you can clearly see. And then when you die, you're back to this. So it's not terribly pleasant stuff. I've lost all the hearts I'd been gaining over the course of this, which is not going to make the boss any easier. The boss being none other than. We're going to find out who the boss is, none other than, very shortly. Ho ho. Whoa, what a close. Oh. Yeah, we'll see who the boss is. Let's get up here first. Oh, rats, those skeletons are going to get in my way. And of course there's 2 of them. Oh no. Well, here I was talking about them not throwing obnoxious stuff at you when you're on the stairs, but as usual, something comes along to disprove me. Just got to do that, haven't you? I don't want to die now. I'll be going back to the the start of the whole stage, I think, the whole level. Right, let's get through this. Watch, don't let that, yeah, don't get hit by her. Get hit by the axe instead. Really, you really don't want to get hit at all, if possible, in this, because coming up is one of the most hard bosses in video games. A very hard boss indeed. This is a tough one. I'm in a bad shape. No! I'm in a worse shape now for dealing with the boss already. I mean, as if the boss of this level isn't bad enough. Having this section here before him is just the icing on the horror cake. The icing on the horror movie cake. Who is the boss? It's none other than the Grim Reaper, Death himself, who has immediately started chucking scythes at us. Really hard to dodge scythes that kill us and like they do 5 points of damage. I'm already dead. I did 1 point of damage to him. This is not terribly good. But that was even less terribly good. Well, I'll see you when I get back to Death himself. You really got to try and take out these sickles as fast as possible. Ooh. 2,000 points, did that just say? Oh! 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 It's going better than it could be going, definitely. Oh, I might have it. I might be in for a shot if I don't mess up now. Aho! I did it. Excellent. Fantastic. I've been getting very lucky with this run. I've been getting very lucky indeed. A lot of luck has gone into the makings of Simon's valiant voyage up to the end of stage 15, as it calls it. It's actually stage 5, really. And now, here we go. Is there I forget if there's an actual level here. Oh, there is, of course, I forgot. It's an actual level. I'm half inclined to just die now, but I'm not going to. We're going to keep going. I was hoping maybe that we just went straight into the final battle, but no. We've got to deal with that right there. These bats which are going to chase us along this rickety bridge, which is not something that we want to be happening. Oh, that's that. Simon's adventure comes to an end, but it doesn't. We just come straight back again. Infinite continues, after all, like I thought. Which is just as well, because imagine having to start this a million times. Yeah, the bats are no picnic to deal with. Plus, how many times do I have to hit these things? Is it the same amount of health as the first boss? Yeah, I think it is. Yep, that was nasty stuff. So try not to have to deal with the bats if possible. Yeah, they really throw the kitchen sink at you for the final level. Let's see if I can actually get past the starting bridge here. Just forget that thing. I guess I got to try and lure this bat off of that where he is and over here, except that even that doesn't really seem to help much at all. Stuff the sub-weapons, they're not helping me. Let's just get over here. What have I got to do about that bat? Right, I just got to time that really well to jump over here. Okay. Alright, fine. I mean, it worked. The stopwatch will come in handy. Yeah, stuff hearts. Just use the stopwatch now. Hopefully that's the end of this. When does this end? Fine. Oh, but they had to give me one last little treat, didn't you, before you let me off the bridge, you bat. Let's get in there, Simon. Inside the bear's mouth. That's right. And into... Whoa! No, so not so fast, Skeller. I don't think so. Yeah, Simon. I don't think so, Skeleton. Oh no, some Igors, henchmen, hunchbacks. Escape from the hunchbacks. But now, where are we? Oh, that skeleton. One of these skeletons is sure to jump over here eventually, or maybe not. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Stop running away from me. I'm backing up. Did I go close enough to... Oh no, the wrong side of the wall! No! That's the last thing I wanted to happen. There was a... there was a chicken over there. It's gone now. Right, Simon, this is not your lucky day, is it? Well, at least that chicken will be back now. Whoa. Come on. Eesh. Yeah, don't whip the wall this time, Simon, whatever you do. Have at you, skeleton. I don't want to fall down there again. Why won't he grab the heart? What, is it not good enough for you, Simon? Heart's not good enough for you? Okay, now we want to go back and get the chicken down here. Unless we get... Man, you're going to get hurt trying to collect that thing. Oh no. Right, out of here now. There. Woo. Oh, I don't like this. Ah, oh. I just went out of here. Oh, wow. Surprised we managed to get past that without getting hurt. Good jaws, Simon. Alright, what now? Is this the final stretch? This is the clock tower, by the way. The first instance of a clock tower in the Castlevania series. Every game usually has one. Usually the Grim Reaper is the boss of the clock tower, but not in this game. Early installment weirdness is what TV tropes would call that. Now, this is it. This is the infamous ascent to Dracula's castle. I don't know what that thing on the right over there is. What's up with that? Yellowy, orange, green brick wall building. But there's the moon, and this is Dracula's special place. Now, I think there is a secret staircase here. No? I guess that's Justin Rondo of Blood. I guess, okay? Never mind then, that's a future game of the series. Now, we're entering into Dracula's swanky pad. At the top of Dracula's evil castle, we finally find Dracula's evil coffin. In which... Oh, I should have kept a cross! In which lies the head of Dracula. The head of the corporation is none other than Dracula himself. And the Drac is now going to mess with Simon by teleporting all over the place, using his famous attacks that he uses throughout the whole series. He keeps doing this every game in the series. He teleports to some place and then throws fireballs at us. And we want to try and whip him if possible. Whip his head, ideally. But more ideally is to whip the fireballs to not get hit. We've got to try and hit him. Like that, yeah. Whip his head and whip the fireballs. And that's it. It's pretty simple, really, but yeah, this actually is very simple. I think I've got the instinctive timing from my childhood, I say, as I get hit. Yeah, this takes a while. Oh, he sends the ball... Oh, he sends the balls upwards, does he, if you're standing upwards? Interesting. Yeah, interesting indeed. Yo, it didn't help old Simers. Where does that take us then? Ah, good. That's good. Back here. Great, so we don't have to go back through the clock tower again, which is very generous. There's some, as old-fashioned and hard as this game is, there's some surprisingly generous design. And this is it. This is one of them. You get to start Dracula immediately from Dracula, if you die to Dracula. Could be a lot worse. I just remembered something. There is a reason to pick up that holy water. It's like there's a good reason to get that, but we'll see what that reason is before too terribly long. First we got to whittle down the Drac. Come on, the Drac. Show Simon Slossmont what you're made of, the Drac. Vampire, more like get ready to die. He was inside his coffin, so what was he even doing in here? Terrorizing the village from inside of his coffin? Poor Transylvanian public. Much like Gotham City, you have to wonder why anybody would choose to live in Transylvania when Dracula and his minions are skulking around. Why would anybody live there? But they do. Well, it's the Middle Ages. Nobody had a choice, I suppose. Dracula. You mess with the wrong vampire slammer. We'll get him eventually. Simon has infinite lives, and he's got infinite resolve and determination. Determination to do what needs to be done. Let's get the holy water. Come on, Dracula's head. Time to die again. Time to be undead. It's quite tricky. Sometimes he just teleports right into you. Ah! I think he changes his timing, doesn't he? Sometimes it takes different timing. Yeah, sometimes he waits a second before he opens his cape. But when the cape opens, then you know that you know what he's going to do. Yeah. I hate when he teleports right on top of you. Yeah, you just don't have any time. You don't have time to jump up and whip him. Ah. You really got to wait until he teleports far away from you. When he teleports directly on top of you, you've just got no time to hit him. Like that there. Well, maybe then. Maybe that's why he waits a little bit, so that you've got time to react. But they didn't wait there. I don't know what to tell you. Crescent moon. It's not like in Castlevania 64 where the moon is enormous. Giant blood-red Satsuma thing. Okay. Dracula again. How many Draculas, Dracula? Too many Draculas spoil the broth, as they don't say. So quit with all of your gilly-glaggling and let Simon Belmont kill you. Come on. It's not so bad in the underworld. Eee. What a face as well. Dracula's face in this fight. I don't know what to even make of it. What's he supposed to look like? Bela Lugosi? I mean, he's the classic image of Dracula with his cloak and his, you know, his swanky clothes. But his face is just a mess. Whoa. Ah, oh. Ah. Eat. Well, go over this. Over there. At least his attack pattern's very simple in this game. In the future games, he'd still teleport around the room like this. And I think he usually also throws his fireballs. But he'd have other attacks too. It gets worse. This is the simplest it ever is. And it's still pretty challenging. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing over and over again, but you got to have the right timing. You can't afford to get lazy. And he is getting close to the end of his health. Which is nice to see. Whoa. Nice to see. Just 3 more hits and the Drac is going to be the dead. The quick, the good and the dead, or whatever that is. Quick and the dead? I don't... Yeah, that quick and the dead, that's it. I don't know what that is, though. Must be from some movie. Probably a western. Now, or 1 piece of health. Jump up. Yeah, that's it. We knocked his head clean off. And he explodes into a giant monster. And I just did the worst thing I possibly could have done right there to start this fight off. Jump. Get out of there, Simon. Okay, right. Holy water. Holy water this twerk. As much as possible. No! Oh, no. Right, we got to do this. The correct timing. We got to hit his head where possible. And throw the holy water to stun him where possible. And avoid the fireballs where possible. And don't let him get anywhere near Simon, if at all possible. Oh, come on, Simon. This is good. This is very good. Very good timing. Come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. And yes!
Yoi! I win the match! I win the match! Mr. Belmont wins the match!
Good work, Simon Belmont. Man, that was tough. Yeah, Dracula just turns into a giant demon thing. As he's well known to do. I don't know where they got that idea from, but yeah, Dracula's secretly a massive demon all along, but we killed the demon. That was a tough one. That's what you want the holy water for, to stop him from moving, because he jumps from the left and the right of the screen. And if he backs you into the corner, he will jump on top of you, and you can't avoid him. There's no way of avoiding it that I'm aware of, so that's nasty. Directed by Transfisher, screenplay by Bram Stoker, James Banana wrote the music, and there's a Christopher B., the classic actor that played Dracula, and Bela Lugosi. There's Frankenstein, and Boris Karloff's. He just couldn't wait to get into the office every day, because that's his name. Well, there you go then. Mick Shrex was the vampire bat, apparently, and Long Chaney was the hunchback. Fishman, Green Stranger, yeah. Well, that's Castlevania. All of the strange credit names aside, that was John Candles. Simon Belmondo, which is his Japanese name. I don't know why they changed it to Belmont in the English one. I don't know what was wrong with the dough, but they replaced it with a T. What a challenge that was. Thank you for playing. But what's this? The game immediately starts over again, and it's stage 19. Yeah, it's one of those games. I think that, I'm guessing the game's harder now, I assume. We get to play the whole thing all over again, which is nice. Now let's see if we can get that secret bonus thing that I mentioned at the start of the game. See if I can actually beat... I failed to get it. But there was an item there. Yeah, that bat wasn't there in the first playthrough of this game. Funny how many of these old NES games did this second quest thing. Where you start the game over with harder difficulty, but yeah, that was a very popular thing back then. That was Castlevania. That was Castlevania. An old... it was what it was. Dracula's head just flew off at the end of the fight. He got decapitated. I heard years ago, don't know if this is true or not, but years and years ago I heard that in Japan they've got a taboo against decapitating things. They refuse to show decapitations in movies and stuff. Like, it's outright banned. It won't even get a... It doesn't even get the highest rating or anything. They just... It's illegal to have it at all. Don't know why they're so sensitive about that. But I wonder if Dracula's decapitation there counted. Did they add that to the Western version? I somehow doubt it. It's like how cartoon characters in Japan aren't allowed to have 4 fingers. You ever seen cartoon characters with 4 fingers? I think The Simpsons have 4 fingers. I think they made a joke about that once. Japan won't allow that because of the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia. They cut people's fingers off, I believe. So they're sensitive about that. There, I got the thing. Can I get back and get it? No, I can't, but you saw it. That was the secret treasure. Yeah. The knight is completely defeated. Dracula's been defeated, and the citizens of Transylvania can sleep soundly in their beds, knowing that Simon Belmont has saved the day. And no need to worry about getting their blood their necks sucked, or getting their teenage daughters involved in cheesy romantic love stories with them, or any of that sort of stuff. Good work, Simon.